And right now we're going to an I-24 News exclusive report. I-24 News has learned that Italy has proposed jointly cooperating with Israel and Egypt to develop natural gas resources. Representatives of the Italian energy giant Eni are expected to arrive in Israel this week and will be meeting with the Prime Minister and his energy minister to discuss ideas for joining forces to export gas to Europe. And joining me right now is I-24 News diplomatic correspondent Tal Shalev. Good evening.
Good evening, Lucy.
So there is a nice story behind the scenes about this specific subject.
Well, definitely. The story begins almost 2 months ago. On the 30th of August, the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu meets with Italian Prime Minister Renzi in Florence. And this meeting takes place just hours after Cairo announces a historic discovery of the Zohr gas field offshore Egypt. Renzi, of course, was celebrating because the Italian energy giant Eni was the one who has been developing the Egyptian gas resources. But Netanyahu, he was a bit more skeptical since this discovery was considered a significant blow to Israel's own efforts and own hope to become an energy export powerhouse. So Renzi raises the idea, why don't we cooperate? Let's take the Israeli gas, connect it to the Egyptian pipelines, and export it together through a joint pipeline to Europe. And this idea will be discussed more concretely this week in the meetings of the Eni representatives.
Why should the Egyptians actually cooperate in this if they found their own gas resource?
Well, we should say this is a very complicated agreement to install, and this is just in its very initial stages. There are a lot of actors playing here, a lot of states, a lot of business interests, so it could not move forward. But at this point, we do understand Italy wants to try and relieve Europe from its dependence on Russian gas. So it has an interest in developing Mediterranean gas. Israel, the Israeli Prime Minister, is currently engaged in a very fierce battle to regulate Israel's own gas resources, the Leviathan and Tamar fields offshore Israel. And this could definitely enable him to have a bigger maneuvering ability, a larger maneuvering abilities. And Egypt, as you said, Egypt's Zohr's gas will only start producing in a few years. So in the meanwhile, it can enjoy the Israeli gas resources for its own needs. And everyone together, including Greece and Cyprus, all share one thing, and that is enmity towards Turkey's Erdogan. And this could enable all of this East Mediterranean hub to basically bypass Erdogan, bypass Turkey, and enjoy energy independence and, of course, a lot of income as well.
You know, if I'm thinking the result of it, even if Israel want to try and get closer to Turkey via economy, this actually brings even the relations into the mud even deeper.
Well, I would say that Netanyahu's close relationship with Sisi is definitely not assisting him to get closer to Turkey.
Great news. Depends for who. Tal Shalev, thank you very much for this.